can't see clear, think I'm lost inside, and the end is near, it's just not there.
Hey guys, it's 681 Shadow. Welcome to another video on Genshin Impact, and today I want to do a beginner's type of guide for artifacts, right before 1.2 comes out. So in this video, I want to talk about the basic stuff about artifacts. I'm not really going to go into 2-piece, 4-piece bonuses for every set. I want to do that in a separate video after 1.2 is out, because I want to have some time, farming and kind of experimenting a little bit with the new Hydro and Cryo sets, which I did make a video about that when they got announced. So if you do want to check that out, you can check the card up on the top right of the screen. But yeah, I really want to go over the basics because artifacts are such an important part of this game, and I feel like knowing certain things about artifacts early on will be able to help people out in terms of being able to grind them as efficiently as possible. So when you're in the early game, you kind of just get whatever artifacts you get from chests, from maybe some NPCs that are around, but usually most of the artifacts you'll get early game are anywhere from 1-star to 3-star, and you definitely don't really want to level those up at all. You kind of just want to slap them on for the 2-piece and 4-piece bonuses to give your characters a little extra damage, a little extra utility, all that kind of stuff. So that's the big thing with those type of artifacts. But once you hit AR 40 is when you should start actually farming the artifact domains, because those domains have guaranteed 5-star artifacts here. Let me actually duplicate this tab real quick, and let me pull up the artifact domains. Let's see. Okay, domain of blessing. So these right here will give different types of artifacts. Yeah, we have Domain of Guyun, which drops the Archaic Petra, and Domain of Guyun drops the Archaic Petra and Retracing Bolide, Midsummer Courtyard. I believe this one drops. I want to say this one drops Thundering Fury and Thunder Soother. I'm not entirely sure though. Valley of Remembrance drops. Valley of Remembrance, I'm pretty sure, is the one that drops Viridescent and Maiden Beloved. Clearpool Mountain Cavern drops the Bloodstained and Noblesse. This is the new domain, and then in the Palace of Zoe should be it should be Crimson Witch of Flames, I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember all of them because I haven't farmed certain ones that much. I haven't really farmed Hidden Palace of Zoe and Midsummer Courtyard that much. But yeah, so those are the sort of main. Those are the domains for the artifacts, and once again, I'm going to go more into each of the individual sets in another video. So if you want to see that, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to like the video to know that you guys are enjoying this type of content. But in terms of the different artifacts, right? We have 5 different artifact types. So we have the Flower of Life, Plume of Death, Sands of Aeon, Goblet of Eonathem. I probably didn't pronounce that right, but we're just gonna say Goblet, and then the Circlet of Logos. So each of these, each artifact is gonna have a main stat and a subset, and so yeah, so it's important to be able to look at those. But the one thing to know is that the Flower of Life and the Plume of Death will have the same subset no matter what. The Flower of Life will always be, not subset, main stat, excuse me. The Flower of Life will always have HP main stat, a flat HP main stat, and then the Plume of Death will always have an attack main stat, which is definitely important to know. So yeah, depending on the rarity is how high up it will go. So at a 5-star rarity, that you can max out at 4,780 flat HP, and then for the Plume of Death you can max out at 311 flat attack on that. So these two are pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Those two you're going to mainly look at substats, which we'll get into substats after we go through the main stats for each of these. But then here's where it gets a little trickier. So the Sands of Aeon, the Sands, Goblet, and Circlet pieces have a bunch of different subsets they can offer. They can offer, so they all have HP percent, defense percent, attack percent, and they also have like elemental mastery. The sand has energy recharge as a main stat, which is unique. The goblet's unique main stats are elemental damage bonus and physical damage bonus, and then the circlet's main stats are crit rate, crit damage, and healing bonus, which are unique to it. So with these three, you're able to like really pick out what you really want for a unit, and remember, it all depends on the unit that you're building and how you want to use it. Which once I go into the artifact sets more and show like and go over like the 2-piece, 4-piece bonuses for the sets, that'll sort of give you a better idea. So definitely look out for that video sometime during 1.2. That's when I definitely want to make it, because we will have the new artifacts in game, and I will have grinded that domain out for a little bit. But yeah, for this, so typically how I like to go for the goblet, I feel like it's always good to either go elemental damage or physical damage, because going for one of those two allows, especially for your DPS, well, not even DPS, like either DPS or like, even for like, for example, because I'm building Zhongli as an ult spam kind of support build, and I am trying to get a geo damage goblet, and I have not been able to get one. But the good thing with the this is something I'll talk about more in the future artifact video about the sets, is that the set, you have 5 artifacts total, but you only need even numbers of artifacts for those set bonuses, meaning that one of the artifact pieces could be from an entirely different set, and you could still have those bonuses, which I think is really good, because I think the most important thing to the best one to like interchange is the goblet, because let's say, for example, I'm getting like right now I'm kind of working on getting artifacts for my Sucrose, and let's say, for example, I get because I'm trying to run 4-piece Viridescent on for like the extra animo damage and whatnot. So let's say, for example, I'm trying to get I'm getting her Viridescent pieces, and then I get a Viridescent geo damage goblet. Because it's geo damage, and I already have my my set bonuses on my Zhongli, I'll just replace his goblet that he's running right now, which I think is like HP percent or something, and I'll put that onto Zhongli, and then he'll be able to do more damage with his ult. So yeah, so being able to interchange that is definitely really nice. But then for like the sands and the circlet, it really just depends on the unit. Attack percent is good for like DPS. His defense percent is kind of trash. HP percent can be good for certain people, like Zhongli, maybe Noelle. I don't know too much about Noelle, so I can't really talk too much on that. And then like healing bonus here could be good for your healers, like if you're running Barbara, for example, unless you're running DPS Barbara for whatever reason. Which, I mean, that is a thing that can work, but then like crit rate, crit damage can be nice, and elemental mastery will be good for certain units. Like I have an elemental mastery, I have an elemental mastery Sands, I'm pretty sure it is, on my Sucrose, which is going to be really nice because she's going to be like a support sort of elemental reaction kind of character for what I'm looking for. So that's definitely going to be really good. Okay, so now let's get into subsets. So subsets, which will be the last thing I'm talking about for this video, are also kind of important. So when you're when you're at like lower ARs, when you're below AR 40, you don't really want to care too much about the substats. Like of course they're important, but once again, when you're below AR 40, you're not leveling up too many artifacts anyway. So it's just like you kind of get what you get. Like if you have an artifact that just has like some better substats than the one you're currently using, then definitely swap them. But you don't really want to start. I don't think you really want to start like rolling artifacts too hard until like high AR 30s and low AR 40s. Because AR 40s when you start to get those 5-star artifacts, and then AR 45 you get the guaranteed 5-star drops from the artifact domain. So they're definitely good to get there. But yeah, so in terms of subsets, so the main ones I'll look at once again are 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star. So 3 stars can only get up to level 12. 4 stars level 16, and 5 stars level 20. So yeah, so the base number of substats for each of them. So 3 stars can start with either 1 or 2. 4 stars can either start with 2 or 3, and then 5 stars can either start with 3 or 4. 4 is the maximum amount of substats, and certain artifacts will drop with 3 and some will drop with 4. If you get a 4 drop, that's a lot better typically, because it allows you to, instead of wasting one of your upgrades, instead of wasting one of your upgrades on unlocking a new subset, you'll be able to enhance your subset instead, which I think is pretty nice. So yeah, getting those 4 ones are definitely pretty clutch. But if you get a 3 one, it's not terrible because you'll still have 4 upgrades, which is still gonna be really good. Yeah, and then also there are random numbers for substats, and for substats, this goes for all types of artifacts. We have HP, attack, defense, HP percent, attack percent, defense percent, elemental mastery, energy recharge, crit rate, and crit damage. And I'm gonna mainly look at 4 and 5 stars here, since these are the ones you should really be leveling up. So decent range for flat HP, and these are just the starting stats. Keep in mind because it's kind of random how much they go up by. So there's not really like a metric for it. So, but yeah, in terms of like different units that you have, you'll have like the flat stats aren't usually the greatest ever, especially flat defense. Flat defense is the worst in my opinion. HP percent can be good for certain characters, like once again Zhongli. If they scale off their HP, then HP percent could be cool. Attack percent is great for DPSs. Defense percent not that great in my opinion. Once again, because defense just isn't that good of a defense isn't as good of a thing right now, unfortunately. Elemental mastery could be good for certain characters, like your assists for elemental reactions, like for example how I'm building Sucrose. Energy recharge can be solid for like assists and supports who just need their ult up. So once again, for like Zhongli, for example, how I'm building him, energy recharge is a must. And then crit rate, crit damage are also good for not only your DPS, but also for like if you have like a support DPS, like how I'm building my Zhongli. You'll be able to get some more crit rate, crit damage, which is definitely good. There is a limit on crit rate. I believe it's like 80-something% you can get up to. They don't let you get up to like 100% crit rate, which I can understand from like a design perspective. And then crit damage, that can go up however high you want it to go. Like for example, I have like my Kaching right now does like 150-something% crit damage, I'm pretty sure. So she's definitely she's definitely got some good artifacts there, but I still need to get one other artifact for her to really bring her to where I want her to be. Yeah, and just like I was saying before, every 4 enhancement levels, an artifact subset gets added or increased. So if you have less than 4 subsets, you'll get a new random one with a random value. And if there's already 4 subsets, a random subset will be increased by a random amount. So it's kind of like a gacha system inside of a gacha game, where yeah, you get the artifacts, and then you have to hope you get either the good subsets if you don't have all the subsets, or you have to hope you don't hit that flat defense increase, because you always hate to see the flat defense increase. But I am going to end off the video here. I think that's definitely like a good sort of starting point for artifacts. Going over the domains, going over main stats, substats. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will be streaming on Wednesday for 1.2 on twitch.tv/681shadow. So be sure to go follow there. Link is in the description down below. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.